Good evening, all. Yeah, good evening. So let's start with the session. Okay, so what did we see yesterday? I think we were seeing OOPS concept, right? Can you tell me what we have discussed yesterday? Yes, we have discussed about inheritance, the level inheritance, multi-level, multiple constructor in Python, and multiple inheritance also we have seen, and we have seen polymorphism. I think we have started with inner class, one class inside another class, how to deal with that, yes or no. So then we move to inheritance and types of inheritance, and we will see polymorphism. So in polymorphism, we have seen duck type, okay, and we have rest. Another two types we have is method overloading and method overriding. We have to see what is that, okay. And also we have seen operator overloading, right? So what is that? Let me share my screen. Yes, we were using add method, yes or no, add, and I told similarly you can use sub and multiplication. Where we are using the see operator will be it will be like same. You can use addition or subtraction or multiplication, but operands will be different. Clear? So here where an operator or add or subtraction or multiplication can hold different types of arguments. Yes or no? That is called operator overloading. Okay. And coming to method overloading. So what is method overloading? You can also try along with me. Okay. See, in class, in a single class. Okay. Let's say we have two methods in a single class. Let's say we have two methods with the same name but different parameters or arguments, which is called as method overloading. Are you clear? In a single class, if we have same name, in a single class, if we have two methods with same name, but with different parameter or different argument is called method overloading. Example, let's say if you have student class, and in student class, if you have two methods, let's say average both the class. Maybe if I say, for example, if I'm having class students, and let's say I'm having same method with average, then one more method with average. Clear? But the parameters I'm passing may differ. Yes or no? So here I can pass two parameter, and here I can pass three parameter. Okay. So now we have two methods with the same name average, and one takes two parameters and one takes three parameters. This is called method overloading. Okay, but in Python, we don't have this concept. With respect to C, C++, or Java, this is how we used to call it as method overloading. But in Python, we don't have such concept. We cannot create two methods with the same name in a single class. Clear? But we'll see how to do it. But next, we have is method overriding, which means you have, okay, after that, I mean, we'll finish and we'll go to method overriding. Now, as I told, in a single class, you cannot have method with the same name. Maybe in Java or other programming language it is possible, but in Python it is not possible. You cannot use same two methods with the same. Okay, of course you can pass a different parameters or different arguments. That is different. Okay, now let's see how to handle this method overriding or method overloading. Okay, this is method overloading. Okay, we'll see in Python how we can implement, but this is the concept of method overloading. What about method overriding? I'll explain that also. See, method overriding is very simple. Already we have done with inheritance. Yes or no? Okay. For example, let me give you one example. For if I'm in a school, maybe like 11th or 12th. Okay. So if someone is coming and asking like which mobile you're using, maybe in the 11th, maybe when we were studying in the 11th standard, we won't have mobile phones. Forget about this generation. Okay, I'm talking about us. When we are studying, we don't allowed to use mobile phones, right? In that case, if they're asking which mobile you're using, you don't have any answers. Why? Because you don't have mobile. But if they keep on asking this question, what you will answer? Maybe you will think about your parents. Okay, my father is having Nokia 1100, so I'm using that. So next time when they ask, you tell that I'm using mobile Nokia 1100, which is my father's mobile, where I'm inheriting my parent child class inheriting the parent class. So this we have seen yesterday. But here comes the method overriding. I'll tell you. Maybe after a few days, or maybe due to some exams or due to my compulsion, I'm getting a new mobile from my home. Let me say I got Motorola. Okay, so next time when they come and asking me like which mobile phone you're using, what will you answer? Will you say Motorola or Nokia 1100? Which one you will tell? Which mobile phone you will tell? Of course, we tell Motorola. Yes or no? Yes, this is called method overriding. Clear? Where before I don't have mobile, so I was using my father's phone. I was telling that I was using Nokia 1100. Now I got my own mobile phone. So when they ask again, I have to tell it is Motorola. So which means this is called method overriding. I think this also we have seen yesterday, but you have to understand what exactly method overriding is. Clear? Yes or no? In case of method overriding, what can you conclude? Now, class A and B will have the same method. See, I told you one thing with respect to other programming language, you can have two methods with same name inside a single class. This is possible with other programming language, but when coming to Python, it is not possible. So in that case, we have to go for method overriding, which means I'll be having two different classes. For example, let me take a parent, okay, and I'm taking one more class. called child. So now in Python, how it will work now? I can have same method in both the classes. So now class A, maybe let me take it as A or B. Now class A and B, both the class have the same method with the same name. This is possible in Python. For example, I can have like this. Define average. This is possible in Python. Okay. But in Python, you cannot have two methods with same name in a single class. But you can have same method with two different classes. Clear? So now class A, B, both the class have the same method with the same name or parameter. This is called overriding, method override. Clear? So now let's move on to the implementation of this. I've explained the concept, how it is working. Now let me explain and tell you how it works. Let me take okay. Clear till here? Shall I proceed? Let me check the chat. Yes, so Sunanda, yes. Okay, so let me go. And here let us create again the class student. And I'm going to create an attribute. Just I'm going to add 2 marks. Okay, so I'm going to create an attribute. So for that, you have to give self, comma, mark 1, comma, mark 2. Okay, so now here I'm going to take self dot m1 equal to m1 and self dot m2 equal to m2. Okay, so now let me take my I'm going to create a method called sum where it's going to add 2 marks. So let me give it as a comma b and s equal to a plus b. Let me give it like this, and here you have to return yes. This is fine. So I have to create an object for this, right? So I'm going to create an object and class students, and here where you pass the mark. And in case if I'm printing print, if I'm giving yes1 student1 dot and sum method, here I wanted to add a plus b. So here you can pass the number, right? 5, 9. So if I run it, I'll be getting 40. Here, you can see that we got 14. So see, we can create a method inside a class which takes 2 parameters and we can pass 2 parameters, right? It works. What if you wanted to pass 3 values? For example, if I'm taking one more value like this, you will get type error taking that 3 is given. Maybe like actually you have to pass 2 parameters, but 3 is given. It is telling like, okay. So what you can learn from this? So passing 3 parameters, you have to pass 2 and you're passing 3 arguments here. Okay, that means you need to create another method. Yes or no, which takes 3 arguments, so that it will accept even 3 arguments also in the while adding it. For example, I have created a method which will add only 2 arguments. But if you pass 3, it will not work. So what can you do now? Maybe I can take one more argument here, comma c, and then it will work. But okay. Okay, see, when I pass c, it is accepting. Okay, I'm not getting error, but look at the line number 8, I've given only a plus b. So I have to add a plus c also. So now you got 20. Yes. So you will get 21 by adding 5 plus. So I'm passing 3 arguments, 5 plus 9 plus 7. And we are accepting 3 arguments. It would work. But what if I'm not passing the third argument? What will happen? For example, here I told In the line number 7, I told ABC. You will be getting 3 arguments. What in case if you are not passing one argument? And again you will get error, stating that you are missing one of the arguments. Yes or no? It is expecting the third argument, but we are not giving it. So how to solve this? So we can use a concept like where we have called none, which means that you have to give it like this. See, why we are going for none, I'll tell you. Maybe if you are passing or if you are not passing, it doesn't matter. Okay, so see, here I am taking ABC. We are fixing that you can pass ABC or 3 arguments. In case if you are passing 1 or 2 or 3, also it should accept. It should not give an error. We are handling in that way, which means I am making ABC as a default. In case if you are not passing, also it doesn't matter. But if you are passing, it will accept. So how can I do it? Very simple. You have to give like this: A equal to none. This is default parameter, and I'm giving B equal to none. And again, I'm giving C equal to none. So, after passing this, what will happen in the sense? Even though if I'm not passing, it will work. Hold on. Let me remove. Some none type. Okay. Hold on. Let me try it with 3 arguments first. Let me take 5, 9, 6. Okay, it is working. What in case? Okay. See, if I'm giving 2, I'm getting error. Okay, definitely I will get error. Why? Because I passed the default, but I have to tell to my machine. If I'm not passing C, it should accept AB. Or if I'm not passing AB, it should accept. You have to tell that. See, whatever I've explained to you, I have to tell through the code. Then only it will understand, right? So how can we write that? You have to tell through the if condition. For example, if A is not equal to none, and so if you're going for multiple condition, you have to go for logical and, right? Then again, B is not equal to none and C not equal to none. Okay. So I'm telling that even though A is not equal to or B not equal to C not equal to, you have to accept whatever I'm passing, whether 1 argument or 2 argument or 3 argument or not even, or if I'm passing only A, it will accept, or AB it will accept, or ABC it will accept. Okay. So, okay. So let me take this line over here. And after this, I'm going to use else. This should come inside this line. Inside the partition, you should get this. And again, I'm keeping else. Else, what should I do? Sorry, I have to go for LF because I have one more condition. So I'm going for LF. Okay, if I'm passing ABC, it will accept. If I'm passing only AB, like A not equal to none, I'm giving it separated, then only it will understand. Okay, then B not equal to none. Then it should add X equal to A plus B. Okay, if I write fully, you will understand. Now, coming to the last, else. Else, what will happen? First, it will accept ABC. Then also it will work. In the second condition, AB, if you're giving AB, then also it will work. But what about the last condition? If there is A, it will accept A alone. So S equal to A. I'm ending with like this. And finally, you have to return yes. So now I think it will work. Okay, the if condition should end with colon. And again, LF should end with colon. See now, it is accepting to, before it was not accepting, right? So you have to exactly pass 3 arguments. Yes or no? So you can pass your one argument, two argument, or three argument. Everything it will work. Clear? You can try this. I'll give you 1 minute of time. So this is how method overloading works. If you're giving one parameter, two parameter, three parameter is able to handle it. With one operator sum, with addition, I can able to handle different types of parameters and arguments, right? So this is called method overloading. This is how method overloading works in Python. Clear? Next, I will explain method overriding. Can you give a try? Method overriding. Okay, I hope you're clear with method overloading. So now coming to method overriding. Let me take one example. Let me take class A. So I told that inheritance example, right? Nokia 1100 and Motorola, that example only. So if I'm taking define, show. Let me take self, and let me say print my father's mobile, like a Nokia 1100. Let me take the same example so that you will understand. So now I'm creating one more class with B. Okay, so I don't have anything to pass inside the class B as of now. I don't have anything to give, so I'm ending with pass. Otherwise, class B will not work. Okay, so now I'm creating an object. Let me take A1 equal to. Now, if you are passing D, okay, I'm creating a constructor for class B. Now, what will happen if I give A1 dot show? What will happen? This is I'm talking about method overriding. Please listen. See, here I have created the object for class B. Then I'm by using that object, I'm creating the show. Now, what will happen? I don't have a mobile with me now. So I'm using my father's mobile. So if you ask which mobile you are using now, I will tell Nokia. Okay, here after giving inherit, right? Okay. So it will tell that I'm using Nokia 1100. Yes or no? The same example is working here. Clear? So this is normal inheritance. Okay, where I depend on my parent. Class B inheriting class A. So if you ask class B what mobile phone you are using, it is telling that Nokia 1100. This is what generally happens. Now let's see how method overriding takes place. How can you do that? Okay, come to the class B and you have to tell that. Again, I'm creating one more method called show and self. And let me print. So I got new mobile called Motorola. Okay. So now if you deal with the same thing, what will be the answer? Motorola. Clear, guys? This is called method override. Clear? Any doubts? That is Nag, I think, a purpose of passing S1 equal to student. That is like for mark M1, M2 we have defined, no? So for that I am passing it. Maybe if you're not defining any method, it will work with the marks. Okay. Maybe if you want, you can see that is like attributes we are defining it. But here I'm telling that how the methods it's accepting overloading a single operator. If I'm doing some addition or subtraction, how it is handling with different types of arguments, parameters. That's what we are seeing. Clear? And now let's look at what is abstraction and encapsulation, and then we'll move to the library part. Okay, are you clear till here, everyone? Please let me know if you have any doubts. Good. Okay, so what's abstraction? Any idea? What is abstraction? Any idea? So abstraction is a technique that involves hiding the implementation detail of a class. Yes or no? Yes, Sheetal. Hiding. What does it hide? It will hide the implementation detail of a class, and it will only expose the essential feature of class to the user. That is abstraction. So this allows the user to work with the objects of the class without have to worry about the details of how the class works. Yes, I'm getting correct answers. Very yes, Nirmal Raj. Now let's see if we have a class. Let me give you a simple implementation. Okay, we don't want to go very deep. For example, let's say we have a class called car, and we have methods such as start engine and accelerate. I'm going to define two methods called start engine abstraction. Okay, so now here, but here what I'm going to do now, here the details of the methods or class implementation is hidden. Okay, and what happens next? I'm going to print engine start. That's it. So we're going to see how the objects. You're going to see which how it allows the user to work with the objects of the class. But it will not allow you to look at the detail of the class. Okay. Let me give you the engine started. Okay. So now I'm going to define one more method called accelerate and self. And again, here also the implementation is hidden. You can give the same mic. And you can give print accelerate. Okay. And you can also define one more method. Let me take one more method called break. And again, same will happen. Implementation is hidden, and you can start printing. This is how the abstraction. Clear? Okay. So we have a class called car, and we have defined the methods start engine, accelerate, and brake. The user only needs to know how they can start the engine, how they can do the accelerating and brake the car. But they no need to know how these methods are implemented. That's what abstraction is. Clear? So in this example, the user can use the car class in a straightforward way without having to worry about the implementation details. This is called abstraction. Clear? And what about encapsulation? What about encapsulation? Encapsulation is a technique that involves wrapping data and function into a single unit or single object. I repeat again, encapsulation is a technique that involves wrapping data and functions into a single object. So this allows you to control the way data and functions are accessed and helps to prevent accidental modification of the data. Clear? For example, let us say we have a class called, let me take the same code, but I'll use different methods, okay? Let me show this. For example, let me take the class called bank account. And let me take a few attributes. Self comma, balance comma, then account number. I'm just going to take balance and account number as an attribute. Okay, you know how to pass this, right? So you have to take self dot balance equal to balance. Then self dot count number. Okay, and here I'm going to define a method called deposit. I'll explain this. Hold on, deposit, and I'm going to take like this deposit amount, and here you will have okay. Here you will have self dot balance plus equal to. Here I'm going to use a assignment operator where my balance should be added based on the amount. Okay, so here I'm going to use withdraw. Withdraw also, for that also you have to know, right, how much amount you have, and based on that only you can withdraw. So passing amount here again near to the self, next to the self, and here again here I'm going to put the condition if self dot balance is self dot balance greater than or equal to amount. Okay. Or one more condition I'm giving. If you can give and give one more condition. Okay. So if I'm giving self dot balance decreasing, if it decreases, so that I'm giving minus equal to amount, you will be getting the amount. Otherwise, else it is going to tell you insufficient balance. Okay. So otherwise it is going to print insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. So what exactly it does, I'll tell you. Hold on. What encapsulation, how it works here. Now again, you're going to define one more method called get balance. Finally, maybe you're taking the amount, or if you don't have the balance, insufficient funds, you're going to check for the balance. So how can we do that? You have to return. What do you have to return? Self dot balance. Okay, you know what exactly happens, I'll tell you, please listen. See here, we have a class called bank account, and then we have the attributes such as balance and account number, and we have methods such as deposit, withdraw, withdraw. So we wanted to ensure that the balance can only be modified through the deposit and withdraw. Yes or no? So you wanted to ensure that the balance can only be modified through the deposit and withdraw methods. Yes or no? And in this example, the balance and the account number attributes are prefixed with 2 underscore. Actually, you can also use prefixed by giving like this double underscore. Can you see here? You can prefix it like this. And here also, wherever you are using balance and account number, you can use prefixed. I'll tell you what exactly it does. Prefixed, and again here also prefixed. Okay, so what is that prefixed? Okay, so here this example, the balance and the account number attributes are already, we have discussed that in the components. Hope you all remember. Wherever you are using double underscore, which means that is private. So this means what that means. That they can only be accessed within the bank account class and not outside of it. Okay, so I'm making it private. That's why I'm using prefixed with 2 underscore. Clear? So the user can only modify the balance through the deposit and withdraw methods, ensuring my data is secure. Very simple. Clear? So what happens here? I'm just wrapping data and functions into a single object and controlling the way they are accessed. Clear? So abstraction is achieved by creating classes and hiding the implementation detail of the method. Encapsulation is achieved by making the data and methods private and only accessing them through privately and not publicly. Clear? So by understanding this abstraction and encapsulation in Python, you can make your code more organized, maintainable, and ensure that your data is protected from accidental modification. Clear, guys? Yes or no? Are you clear with no? Next, we can move towards library, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Yes, if any doubts, let me know. I'll clarify, and then we can move towards the next topic. Okay, so we shall start with libraries. Hold on. So what are the libraries we have in Python? Yes. Any idea? So we have NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, right? So all these are the famous libraries. But what we are using, what we are using that library? Any idea? So now, when you take the library called NumPy, okay, it deals with arrays, creating 1D array, 2D array, matrices. When dealing with image processing, NumPy is very, very useful. And Pandas. See, in Pandas, you can learn how to read a file, maybe whether it's a CSV file or Excel file or text file, Python file, how to read a file and how to clean your data. For example, if I'm having the data, okay, this NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, all these are used to analyze your data, what your data is about, how to analyze that, okay, and also how to visualize it and see. Maybe if my data is very mess, you have to clean it. You have to remove the null values. Wherever we don't have the data, you have to clean the data and you have to present it through the visualization. So this is a complete data analysis process where you are going to do in NumPy with the help of this library, NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. See, these libraries are built in. Already a developer has built everything. They're just going to import and make use of those functionalities. For example, if you want to remove a row or remove a column, everything that is already we have built in, like drop, delete. We have a lot of built-in functions. Okay, so we're going to make use of that and we're going to do the data analysis, data cleaning, and also the visualization process. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take one data. Okay, maybe first I'll tell you how the NumPy is working. See, when I say NumPy, see, this process will continue next to the machine learning. Maybe the purpose of library I'm telling. You can next move to the machine learning concepts like statistics and machine learning. Where when you're going for machine learning concepts, there you have to work on few statistical measures. You have to take algorithm and check and train your model. For example, if I take Alexa, how the Alexa is being trained. I'll be giving all the data to the Alexa and I'll be training. If the user is asking this, please give them this as an answer. I have to train in such a way. So after training the Alexa, I have to see how it is working, right? So for that, I have to use a few algorithms to train my model and see the result, how it is performing. And how will I see the result? I have few statistical technique and measures to check how my model is performing or accuracy of the model. For all those things, definitely I need statistics, machine learning algorithm, and all those things. For implementing all those concepts, I need the library help, which is called NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Okay, see, we have lot of things, but it's very hard to complete everything in 7 days. But I can give you how it works. Maybe you will use some of the concepts in the self-study. I can give you the article. Clear? So now I will give you one simple example how beautiful this NumPy library is. Okay, hold on. Because you have to understand the purpose of library. What does it do? If I say NumPy, what does it do? If I say Matplotlib, what does it do? So I will show you how it works. Then I will take one simple data and we can work on that. Okay. So let me take. Okay, I'll share the screen. Hold on. No, I'm sharing it now only. Hold. Okay, so let me take NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Clear? Okay, so now I'll tell you, see, whatever the library you're dealing with, whether NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, you have to import it first. How can you import? Very simple, you have to use import NumPy. And why do I have as NP? As NP is nothing but you're renaming that. So instead of using NumPy everywhere, it's like a pet name. You're giving a shortcut name to that NumPy. You can rename it as NP, and wherever further you wanted to use the word NumPy, there you can use NP. NP dot. Okay. So I'm importing the library called NumPy. And what is the sky image? Let me show you that in actually maybe like in Python or machine learning, we have a package called sklearn library where everything is available over there. To train sklearn. So in this library, we have a lot of built-in things. See, scikit-learn, machine learn. Clear? So let me tell you, I'm going to the site, and we have lot of, see, we have the algorithm, classification algorithm, regression algorithm, clustering, where everything is built in. You're just going to import and make use of the functionality, and based on that, you're going to train the model. Maybe the Alexa or ChatGPT. Clear? Now, what I'm going to do now, here I went to the scikit-learn. Okay. Let me go for the image. Hold on. Skykit, you can give it as image. Skykit image. Can you see this site called Skykit image? So image processing. I'm just going here again. The Skykit image is nothing but the one of the library. So here, I am going to the library gallery. Can you able to see the gallery? I'll go to the site gallery. And here you will find numerous pictures. Okay. You have data sets, you have scientific images, specific images, you have general purpose images. Let me click on the general purpose image. And you will have lot of images. See, astronaut, binary blobs, brick, color wheel, camera, cat, checkerboard. You have lot of things over here. Now, let me take this astronaut image. Now, you know that in Skykit image library, we have some gallery. We have lot of pictures over here. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this picture from this library called Skykit image. And I'm going to show you how the NumPy is working on the arrays and also with the images. Clear? Let us take that example. Because I wanted to show you this image. Why? Because I'm bringing this image from here, not from my personal laptop or from my storage. I'm not taking it from there. I'm going to take this astronaut image from the library called Skykit. Clear? That's why I'm showing you the website separately so that you will understand the ma'am is taking picture from this site. I mean from this library. Clear? See, now come here. You have to take from sky image, import data. Clear? So where I'm going to import the data. What I'm doing now? From this sky image, I'm importing all these images, gallery. And whichever the image I want, I can pick it from the name by giving this astronaut name or binary blob or brick or color. Okay, so now what I have done, from sky image import data, which means it will import all the images, whatever it has inside that library. Now we are ready with the library. After running it, you should not get any error. If you're getting any error, you have to go for example, if it is telling no module named called NumPy, very simple, give pip install NumPy, it will work. Pip install NumPy. If you run this, it will work. Since already I have this library, it will tell you requirement already satisfied because already I have that library. In case when you're installing the tool or when you're in the online tool, if it is not there, it will tell you no module named NumPy. Clear? So in that case, you have to go for pip install NumPy. So it is telling that requirement already satisfied. So if you don't want to use this, but in case if you're getting error, you have to go for this to import any library and not alone NumPy. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, or in the future, if you're learning any library, if it is not importing properly, just go with pip install. Okay, so now we got this. Next, what we can do now, I'm going to create a variable called astronaut, or you can take any name, astronaut, equal to, from this data, now data is nothing but it is holding all the images. So from this data, I'm going to pick the image called dot astronaut bracket, where it is going to directly take this image. Clear? Now after running this, you will get nothing. So it is loaded. It means that it is loaded properly. Now this image is loaded into this astronaut. Now I'll copy this and I'll run it again and see what I'm getting. Okay. What can you see here? I'm getting some array or matrix. What is this array? If I check this astronaut.shape, it will tell you that completely it has, hold on. Okay, it is having 512, 512, 3. What is that 512, 512, 3? See, for example, if I run this astronaut, it is showing some array. What is that array? This array belongs to an image. See, here you're dealing with only NumPy. You can't visualize that image. So what it will do, instead it will show you the array of that image. But when I ask shape of that image, it is telling 512, 512, 3, which means it is pixel size. It is image, right? So it is telling that you have 512, 512 pixel with 3 RGB color value. The color of the image, the value color of the image is 3. So the pixel size and the RGB color it is showing, and we are able to get the array of that image. But if you wanted, ma'am, I wanted to get that exact image over here, what can I do? Since we are into the analysis, so when you're dealing with NumPy, it will show you only the analysis process. That means the array, part, and all those things. If you wanted to visualize it, you have to go for Matplotlib. Okay, so where you can see, this is the library called Matplotlib. You have to import Matplotlib because Matplotlib is visualization library. So now I'm taking import matplotlib dot pyplot is switching that will show you the dimension of the image, like exactly with the x-axis, y-axis, and everything. It will plot that image properly. Clear? So I'm taking matplotlib dot pyplot and renaming it as PLT. I have just executed. I didn't get any error, which means my library has imported successfully. Now, how can I visualize this? Very simple. You have to go with PLT is nothing but it is matplotlib, right? So PLT dot image show, IM show. Which one you wanted to show or visualize? This one. Pass this one. The astronaut, right? You're going to pass here. And now you can able to get image over here. Got it? So now we got the image. Now look at the, when I was asking for the shape of the image, it was telling 512 to 512. Look at the size. See, at the x-axis I have 512 and y-axis I have 512, which means it is telling the pixel of the image. So that's why I got 512. See, look at the X. I have 512 and Y also 512, and the 3 is color, RGB color. Clear? Got it, guys? Pixel value, not number of pixel. Okay. And also I'll show you, here we have using NumPy, we got the image, we got the array, we visualize the image file. What all you can do with that? See, for example, you can also crop the image. How can you crop the image? Take a new variable called a equal to and pass that image name called astronaut. And what you're doing here, you know the pixel size, right? So when I'm passing the pixel size, it is showing, 512, 512, then 3. So here I'm telling, for the first 512, crop till 100. And for the second, I'm telling crop till 50. And the RGB value 3, I don't want to change it. If you change the RGB color value, the image will be spoiled. So I want that 3 to be kept as it is. That's why I'm keeping color. Clear? So I'm slicing the image. How I'm slicing it? I'm slicing like this. Exactly like this. Look at my cursor. Exactly like this I'm slicing. And after running that, you have to plot again. plt.im show which one? The sliced one A. Pass inside that A over here. See, now the image has been cropped. Look at the before and after image. The head has been cropped, right? Yes or no? Clear? So you can also slice the image. Okay, and also you can split the image with the NumPy. How can you do it? Take two variables, A1, A2. NP is nothing but NumPy. NP.split method. NumPy have built-in function called split. Which one you wanted to split? Astronaut image, comma. How many split? 2 split, comma 2. And plot A1 separately. The first split A1 will hold it. The second split A2 will hold it. So I'm just giving plt.image show A1. It will show you the first split. And look at the second split. A2 will have the second split. Clear? This is like horizontally it has splitted. What in case if you wanted to split vertically? In that case, you have to mention axis equal to 1. So you have taken two different variable, np.split, astronaut, 2 split, axis equal to 1. Split vertically. So B1 will hold the first half vertical and B2 is holding second half vertical. You can also split it. How can you join the splitted one? Very simple. You know what is concatenate. You used to combine, right? So just take plt.image show numpy.concatenate, where this numpy has built-in concatenate function. Concatenate, in the list mention A1, A2. So which we have splitted horizontally, right? It will concatenate, will combine now. Clear? And what in case vertically splitted? How can you combine that? Very simple. Same, you can use plt.image show np.concatenate b1, b2, axis equal to 1. If you mention that, so horizontally it will concatenate. Clear? If you're not mentioning axis equal to 1, by default it will horizontally it will concatenate, which means x-axis. Okay. Clear, guys? Any doubts so far? Let me know. If you change that RGB value as 322 or some other value, the color of the image will be changed. Who's that? Yes, Seshu. Okay. But if you change the color, the image will be spoiled. It will not look good. So it's better to keep the RGB value same. Clear? See, this is how the NumPy works. Why I'm showing you this implementation. This is how NumPy works. Am I audible? Okay. This is how NumPy works. And also you have seen how the matplotlib also is being working. If you wanted to visualize something, you can go for matplotlib. Clear? Okay, now we'll walk through pandas. How pandas is working. Okay, hold on. Before that, if any doubts, let me know. I can clarify and move on. Give me a minute. Yes, actually, Matplotlib also should be imported. Maybe if you're getting error, you can go for pip install. Okay. So maybe after this, when you're going for machine learning course, you will get to know a lot about this. Clear? Where this library will be used 100% over when you're learning machine learning only. Like how to capture the image, object in the image, how to know the sentiment analysis. For example, if I'm giving you some feedback, based on from that feedback, it will tell you whether it is positive feedback or negative feedback. So all those use cases will be solved over there. Movie recommendation, books recommendation, product recommendation. We have a lot of, see, like machine learning is like an ocean. Okay, we have a lot of things. Maybe in the current world, everything is going on that only. AI, right? Artificial intelligence, everything is based on this. For all those things, this is the foundation. So you have to know Python, statistics, machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing. Okay, so neural networks. If you know all those things, you will understand. Clear? Okay, now let us move to pandas. 1 second. Okay, if I write the code, now it will take time. So already I have one implementation. Maybe I can show you that and explain. Okay, so where the you will understand more quickly. Hold on. I will show you how the projects is being implemented. Maybe I can show you that also, so that you will have some idea how we are working on the real-time project. Okay, hold on. Okay. How many of you know Titanic dataset? Give me a minute. Thank you, Azim. Thank you, Adrian Patrick. Thanks so much. Yeah, Titanic dataset. Let me share this. See, you know about the Titanic story, right? How many of you know Titanic story? Titanic ship. It's familiar for everyone, no? Titanic, which sank in the ocean, middle of the ocean. Yes, you know that, right? Yes. So now we have the details of Titanic. For example, the people who all traveled in the Titanic ship. So we're going to take that data and we're going to see how that data is being analyzed. Okay, hold on. Now look at this. I have imported the necessary library. Import pandas, NumPy. Seaborn is also for visualization, like exactly what we did for Matplotlib. What is for what we are using Matplotlib? Visualization process, right? If you wanted to visualize something, then we go for Matplotlib. And the same way, Seaborn is advanced level of visualization, where you can visualize your data with more attractive plots. For that, we use Seaborn. Now see, I have just loaded the math is just for in case if I wanted to do some statistical calculation, then I have to go for math. That's why I have imported math. Clear? So now look at how they have read the data set. See, Seaborn is a library which will have some built-in data set also. So that's why what I have done now, I've created a variable called Titanic. Then I've created SNS. SNS is nothing but Seaborn. I've renamed Seaborn as SNS. SNS dot load underscore dataset. Which dataset you wanted to do? Titanic. After that, if you're just giving Titanic dot head 10, what it will do now, it will just show you the first 10 rows. So what all we have? Who all survived? 1 means survived, 0 means not survived. Who all survived? And which passenger class they belong to, 1 or 2 or 3, male or female, their age, whether they have sibling spouse, whether they have parent children, what is the rate of ticket they spent, from where they have landed. So we have a lot of details about a single passenger. We are going to clean the data. See, we have a lot of null values. Many data has been not filled. You have to delete that also. So that is data cleaning should be done. Okay, so I'm going to remove that null values and we're going to do a few analysis. So here I'm checking how many passenger totally I have in the ship. Okay, by taking length of Titanic. Titanic is nothing but where I have loaded and stored into this name. Can you see? Titanic. I have loaded. Okay. So now if you take Titanic.index, it will show you how many rows you have, which means that how many passenger I have. It is telling that totally I have 891 passenger details. In that 891 passenger details, if you wanted to know about how many of them are there, for example, how many male and how many of them survived or not survived, how can I find out that? Very simple. From the Seaborn, I have a plot called count plot. Okay, count plot deals only with one axis, x-axis. You can pass only one variable. You can use only one column. So here I'm taking x as survived column. What is survived column? Which will tell you whether they survived or not survived, 1 or 0. So if I plot that, see, it is clearly telling which data it is Titanic. You have to pass that also. Look at the count plot. This box we are having now, this is nothing but because of matplotlib, I'm getting that figure and axis. Because of the Seaborn, I'm getting the count plot. See, 0, in the number 0, it is telling totally 550 people like they are not survived, and maybe around 350 like something only they have survived. I can able to visualize through the count plot. Yes or no? Yes. And look at the count plot. One more count plot I have. Again, I'm taking SNS Seaborn.count plot, x equal to survive. I'm giving hue. Hue is nothing but color. I'm taking one more color. I cannot take y-axis, right? So I'm taking one more column for giving the color. So hue equal to, I've taken sex and data is Titanic. Look at the count plot now. If it is not survived, they are telling how many of them male and how many of them female. Blue is male, orange is female. And what about survived? Again, from this analysis, what can you conclude? More female has been survived. Yes or no? So like that only the real time we do the analysis. Now I have taken a very basic data set, but we deal with some real time data set also. Okay, so from this, can you see more female has been survived? And let me show you one more plot. Here I've taken same count plot, x equal to survived, hue equal to, I've taken passenger class. I'm going to see passenger class wise how many of them survived and not survived. Look at 0. I think more people have been dead in passenger class 3, green color. Yes or no? And look at 1. More people have been survived in the passenger class 1. Okay, you can come to the conclusion by looking at the analysis and visualization. Yes or no? Yes. Let me show you a few analysis. Like this, we do a lot of analysis. And for example, you have to check for the null value. Whether I have null value or not. It will show you. See, for example, if you take Titanic dot is null dot sum. It will tell you, it is telling that in age I have 177 data which not is filled. 177 age, for 177 people, age is not filled. And again deck. So I'll be having lot of null values. Clear? So you have to drop that null value also. How can you drop it? Very simple, I'll tell you. And you can also get the info. If you're taking Titanic.info, it will tell you how many columns I have. Each column is of which data type and how many entries, how many people are there in that ship. You're going to get details of that data, which means info. Clear? Okay. So now, see here what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop the age column. Why? Because I have lot of null value. In case if you have lot of null value, we used to delete that particular column. How will you delete? You have to take Titanic column dot drop. Mention the column name which you wanted to drop. Comma axis equal to 1 means column wise I wanted to drop that age, not row wise, column wise. And only if you give in place equal to true, the drop will work. So after doing that, if you check no, you can able to see, see, age has no null values. Clear? Maybe again, if you check here, age will not have null value because I've deleted whichever I have the null value, I've deleted it. Clear? So this is how the analysis will be in the real time. Let me take one more example. So here I've taken, here I'm going to work on the insurance data. So for example, I'm going to check whether the particular person will take insurance or not based on the age. So here I have to import two libraries, pandas for analysis and matplotlib for visualization. Now, how can you read the data set using the pandas? See, before I was showing you, I was taking a built-in data set, right? But how can you read it from the, for example, if I have that file into my local PC, how can you read that? For first of all, you have to know the present working directory. Check for your PWD, present working directory. Okay. So first, what you have to do, not take any variable. Here I've taken df, which is nothing but data frame, equal to pandas is nothing but pd. pd dot read underscore csv file, because that file which I have is csv file. So now how can you read the data? Let me go into the folder and check where my file is. I think it's insurance, right? Where it is. Let me check. I think I'll be having it here. No, this is housing. That also I don't have. Okay, what can you do now? I'll tell you. For example, if this is your data, right click on that, and can you see the option called copy as path? Okay, if you click on that, and if you come and paste it over here, the path will be pasted like this. For example, the C drive, users folder, Prisha folder, downloads. Inside that, I think in archive 7 we have. Okay, I think it's showing. Where is that archive 7? It is here. Inside here we have it. See, we have insurance data. Right click that. Click on copy as path. Let me delete this and I will post it again. Okay. So now I'm going to paste the thing which I've copied. Copy as path. If you right click, if you right click and give copy as path. Come here and give Control P. See, the path is, we're getting the path over here. Now you have to give the, okay, now if I run this, it will not work. Why? Because it is telling that it is syntax. Some mistake in the Unicode. That is telling in the backslash, which means that's why I told you to check the present working directory. See here, you have to use double underscore. There you have only single underscore. Just go with the one more, not underscore, sorry, slash. They are telling you should give 2 slash, but you have given only 1. So go with the 2 slash. Now if I run, see, I got the data. So here you're going to analyze which type of age people or which range of age people is going to buy the insurance. How can I able to analyze the data first of all? According to my data, which range of people are likely to buy the insurance? So I'm going to check that first of all. Now look at the scatter plot. In the matplotlib PLT, I have a plot called scatter. Pass your data, df.age. I'm passing 2 column age and the dot insurance column. And the dot marker, I'm going to give it as plus and color red. Look at the graph which I have now. It is clearly shown that age between 20 to 30. Yes or no? 20 to 30 are not buying the insurance, 0.0. See, because the people below 30, they're not willing to buy the insurance. Okay. And the people are above 50, look at here, above 50, maybe above 40 itself, they are more eager to buy the insurance. So from this, what can you understand? You can able to analyze your data, visualize your data. Yes or no? Next, what we will do, I'll tell you the real time in the industry. So after analyzing all those things, we will be like splitting the data for the training purpose and the testing purpose. And look at the algorithm I've used here. So we have one algorithm called logistic regression, where I'm going to take this algorithm and train my model by giving this data. If my let me consider my model name is Alexa. I'm going to tell that Alexa, look at my data. If the people are below 30, they are not buying the insurance. If the people age is above 40, they are buying the insurance. I'll be telling my all the details about my data to the Alexa model. Now my Alexa will learn, okay, my data is like this. And with the help of logistic, each algorithm will have different technique and concepts. So I'll be taking one algorithm, I'll be applying to the Alexa model and I'll be training it. Based on that, I'll be seeing how Alexa is predicting. I'll be passing the testing data and I'll be seeing how the Alexa model is predicting. And if it is predicting correctly, my score will be 100%, 1.0. I can tell that, okay, my Alexa is predicting very correctly. How I'm going to check with Alexa if it is predicting correctly or not? What I will be doing now? Initially, I've split my data into 80% and 20%. Only 80% of the data I'll be giving to the Alexa to train it. Rest 20% it has not seen so far. So the rest 20% no, I'll be taking as a testing data and I'll be giving as a new input to my Alexa model. So now I'll be testing my Alexa model whether it is responding correctly to my new input or not. If it is giving correct prediction to my new input, which means my model is working good, then I will be giving my model to the production. Then the people will all be using it. This is how the real-time machine learning or Python or statistics machine learning is taking place. Clear? For doing all those analysis, visualization, data cleaning, and kinds of technique to make my model ready, we use some statistical technique where we need pandas, NumPy, pandas, matplotlib, sequel. Clear? This is what happens. See, here also I'm just giving you the overview because we can't take all the implementation over here. This is like 7 days course which is scheduled for Python, not for statistics or machine learning. Clear? So, but I just would like to give you the overview how it is working out. But that's why I just told you the process and everything. Clear? Any doubts, let me know. Yes. Thank you. I'm getting a lot of feedbacks. Thanks a lot. It means a lot to me because whatever the effort we are taking or time you are spending, the feedbacks boost us. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Good evening for the participants. Kindly give your feedback, at least 2 to 3 members. Unmute your mic and give feedbacks that will help us for further improvement.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. It was a very excellent session, and I thank all the coordinators for conducting such a program. In 7 days, we learned much, and I very much thank the ma'am who are taking class. She is very much dedicated, and the class was excellent. And we need more classes in future also. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anil. Thank you for your valuable feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. This is Vamsi Lala. Very nice section I was here and I was learned something about Python. I was somewhat about new that Python. Right now, I was learned somewhat about Python because of you. Very nice session. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Vamsi.
Ma'am, thank you for a deep knowledge of Python. I got many applications of Python. Thank you so much. I need more deep knowledge for further new batches or courses. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, we'll do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teja.
Good evening, madam.
Yes,
I am Nirmal Raj from SES in University Kanchipuram, and the session is very nice and excellent. And you have been taken a very good effort, continually giving the much more information regarding the Python. It's up
thank
to
you.
the level of what the research of the asset. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good evening, madam. This is
Yes.
Nagamani from RGKT. So your section is very, very nice and giving an example for each method is I am impressed a lot, madam. Thank you for your section.
Thank you, Nagamani.
Good evening, ma'am.
Madam,
Good evening.
if it's
Yes.
possible, please
This is
conduct one more section like this FDP on MATLAB.
I can hear you. Can you repeat again?
If it's possible, please conduct one more FDP on MATLAB, Python.
Matplotlib.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure,
It's
sure.
really it will be more helpful for us also. I'm also thinking that one only. Try to connect one more FDP on MATLAB also.
Sure.
Please.
I think we can conduct FTP on separately focusing on libraries alone.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good evening,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, ma'am.
I'm Mrs. Ponnil from WIMS Vivekananda College.
Yes.
Ma'am, your explanation is a splendid performance, ma'am. Everything I enjoy a lot
Thank
because I already learned so many times this Python. But you elaborately you discussed at all the what is overriding, function overriding, overloading, everything you were discussed from the first day onwards. Very nice, splendid presentation, ma'am. I really I want to say I like this class very much. One more thing I want to say, you have to extend this FTP program with the data visualization tools of the Numbify Matplot library,
Sure.
and these things you have to give more explanation because these things will come under that AI also.
Exactly.
AI and the machine learning. These languages we can easily learn if you know this data visualization in Python. Thank
Exactly.
you very much, ma'am.
Thank you for my.
Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you, ma'am.
we'll arrange a DP on libraries. Yes, Anita.
Good evening, madam. I'm Sukumar from Coimbatore.
Yeah.
A very information session one. Really, we are enjoyed this section. Also, I learned many things about the Python. Thank you, organizer. So, madam, one more request, madam. In future, in artificial intelligence and education sector, particular, madam, can you connect to the FTP, ma'am? In future.
Sure. Definitely, we'll just take this next step to the AI because already we have started. This is directly leading to AI path only, so you don't want to worry about that. If you're interested, we can have regular FTP. We can just take it to the AI. Yes, Vamsi.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you, organizer, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
This is Dr. Ritu from Shimla, ma'am. We really enjoyed all these 7 days. You really elaborated every concept so well. The illustrations were excellent, and we look forward to more sessions from you.
Sure, Anita. Definitely will do.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Shakila.
Ma'am, it's an excellent session, ma'am, because we doesn't know what's the meaning of Python itself. Now we are able to learn something about Python. Ma'am, can you teach us statistical tools like a t-test, ANOVA, z-test in Python?
Yes, sure, Shakila, but we can do it because it is like it's like topics are very huge when you move to machine learning. So we have to schedule it in the order wise one by one. We'll just have a discussion on that and we'll have one more FTP session for sure.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for the organizers also.
Good evening, ma'am. It's Anita from SPCT.
Yes, Anita.
Please kindly share your PPT, ma'am.
Sure, sure. I think already I've shared. You will be reaching it soon. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. And videos of all 7 days already is in YouTube. I think you can go and watch over there.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. And thanks for everyone who spoke right now and gave the feedback. Thanks a lot. Thank you all. See you in the next FTP program. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, your certificate related information we will post in your WhatsApp group. Please check it and follow the instruction and get your certificate in one by one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Post.